Hello, and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, Episode 10. I'm your host, Tommy. I'm here with John.
How's it going?
Good. It was a fun week.
Yeah?
I'm
What made it fun?
ProQuest practice. Actually, it wasn't very fun. Yesterday it was fun.
ProQuest itself was fun. That's good.
Leading up to it was stressful. Because I was thinking about, maybe I'll switch Viscerai, and then I looked at the prices of the cards, and I was like, no. And so I had Starvo, so I'm going to stick with Starvo, and I was ready to face a bunch of Starvos on Saturday. I only faced 2, but we'll get into that in the main topic. Our main topic this week is the meta of the Week 3 of ProQuest, what it means, what's out there, what I saw, and what I'm looking to move to next, possibly.
Cool.
And yeah, so we are 3 subscribers away on YouTube. By the time this goes up later today, maybe we'll have hit it. But we are 3 subscribers away from our 100 sub giveaway. John, do you want to explain what that entails?
Sure. So the 100 sub giveaway is when we get to 100, we're going to go back through all of our content that has asked for a hashtag. So if you go and look at our old content, you'll see some comments with hashtag something. Each hashtag counts as an entry into the prize pool. One of 2 prizes, a full box of EVR or a box of CN2 MetaZoo. And we'll open it live on the stream and then send you the contents of it if you win. The way it works is for each hashtag you enter, so each one of the comments you engage in and create a comment for gives you a ticket on the wheel. Certain ones are identified as being for just Flesh and Blood, some are for just MetaZoo, and most of them are for both. So depending on if you only want one thing or the other, you can look for those ones. Do be aware there are some fake hashtags floating in the comments, so you're
Not
not
everyone is real.
No, a lot of them aren't now, actually. I think some
our
of
dedicated followers have been
Yes.
hiding or throwing
They're
some red
trying to
flags.
hide. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're trying to throw some red herrings out there so others can't just come in and just put in hashtags without watching the content.
Which is very smart,
Which is-
defending their
it is
position
smart.
in all their all
That's
their
right. They've
all
been
their votes.
involved the longest, and they have the most tickets, as it were, because they've been doing it. I have to call out. We have one recent watcher that has literally gone back through everything and actually found some hashtags that even our longtime listeners did not find. So I was very surprised about that. I was like, oh wow, I forgot that one actually had a hashtag. Had to go back and look it up and make sure. And sure enough, he did find one that no one else had found yet, way back in old content. So that was pretty neat. But we're getting very close. And then when we get there, we'll do the different videos for each of the openings and spin the wheel, and somebody will win.
Yes.
So that's how that works.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm sure that'll happen this week.
I hope so. Yeah, I thought it was going to happen last week,
Yeah.
but it did not.
We'll see. Didn't really have many spicy pull. I didn't really open much this week. I ordered a bunch of cards. Singles.
That's not true. You're wrong.
Did I? Oh, I opened the case. That's right.
Yeah. Yes, you did. You opened a case live? Was it live?
Yeah, it was.
No, you just recorded
we recorded
it.
it.
You just had
yeah.
some friends in. Yeah.
The one that's still on my desk is the Helm of the Sharp-Eyed Cold Foil that I missed somehow.
Well, you got the shield. You got my
I got your shield. It's in my backpack. I was gonna give it to you tomorrow, but or yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have that here too. So I pulled those. What else did I pull? I pulled the full art Arcane Lantern, which I really wanted, which was funny because I was talking to someone in the comments of a previous video saying that they pulled it, or what was it? The favorite card hashtag?
Yeah.
And someone was like, oh, I hope you pull it. And then I pulled it in like the 3rd pack, and I was super excited.
Yeah.
Because I had just responded to that comment before filming that video.
Nice. Didn't you also pull the full art pummel or something?
The full art wizard spell.
One? Oh, the Aether Wild?
Aether Wild. Yes.
Yeah, got it.
Nice. I have the pummel. Or the pulverize. I pulled that in the first case.
Gotcha.
I want to open more
pretty
EVR.
Good case.
It's bad.
It's a fun product to open.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Much better than like Tails with the 3 out of 4 boxes is lame, situation.
Yeah. Which I'm going to be doing to myself. I bought a box.
So. Well, a box is fine, especially if you're looking for something. I don't mind opening it. That's why I try to set a goal when I open a box. Like, what am I looking for here?
Right.
It makes it more fun.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm building Babs the Frost Lexi deck. So there are cards that I do actually need out of there.
Right.
Surprisingly. But when it comes to collection pieces, did pick up, because I didn't believe I was going to pull it, is a New Horizon, because you kind of need that for Lexi. Now the Shock Charmers are good, but I don't think they are as required. Definitely not as required as New Horizon. So
no, definitely not. I would a filler is Mark of Lightning. It's decent.
Well, there's also the Bolters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, and I was talking to a couple Lexi players at ProQuest this weekend, and they actually preferred the Bolters. So I'm going to do some practice and figure out why exactly, but in which I prefer.
Yeah.
But
wait,
then
is it for you or is it for Babs?
Both.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because I don't think she's at the point where she wants to start making her own decks yet. So I'm going to be making the deck. So obviously I have to play the deck to figure out if the deck works.
Gotcha.
The way I wanted to, and then I can explain it to her how it works.
Got it.
But yeah, I have hope. I think it'll be fun, and I think it'll actually be pretty well into the meta. Between just the way I'm building it is a lot of card disruptions, hand disruptions, and so think about it. You have Prism, you have Viscerai, and you have Starvo as the top three, and then you just disrupt it. You take card. None of them want cards out of their hands.
Right.
And you are removing their ability to have their massive swing turns by doing that, and then you are chipping away at them. So that's the idea behind the deck, but we'll see how it goes in practice. It is a Ranger, and Ranger does have inherent difficulties. So
yes, indeed, minor disadvantages by default.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out ways around that. So we'll see how that goes.
Don't play Ranger. That's no offense to Ranger players, but you are playing with one hand tied behind your back.
Sure.
So my understanding, and I'm not a Ranger player. I've tried Lexi a couple different times, but my understanding is that like if you're big brain enough to pull it off with Lexi, you feel godly because it means you're like seeing into the future to be able to do what you need to do in the right timing.
Right.
So that means you got to know your deck, but you also have to know everyone else's deck and how they play.
I think let's see. Well, the one Lexi player was actually using Death Dealer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So basically giving you that fifth card in hand.
Yep. Yeah, everyone plays Death Dealer. Like no one plays the Dreadbore.
The other Lexi was playing Redliner.
Oh, well, yeah, you said it was a Lightning Redliner kind of. Yeah, that makes sense for that build. But from what I understand, no one plays Lightning Lexi, really.
Right.
I mean, sure, you saw one at ProQuest, but generally speaking, you don't see Lightning Lexi that often.
True.
And if you're playing a Ranger, Death Dealer is just the way to go because the extra card is just too good.
Yeah. He also had a couple cards. I forget what it was called. It was a Ranger card. I think it was Arcane or Crucible. That ops 1 and pumps. So I'm gonna look into that one.
Yeah,
I don't know Ranger cards at all, so I don't know.
I couldn't tell you the name of it, but I know that's definitely one of the ones that. Actually, you might want to watch Team Covenant's Azalea video because they talk through basically every card that a Ranger has access to. So it won't go through the elemental stuff because it was for Azalea, but all the like core generics and Ranger types. They go through all of them and why they think this is good versus that, this bow, this equipment, whatever, which is useful.
Yeah, I think you're limited on
all the information I have on Ranger came from that video.
You're limited on slots though, because with Frost you need the core around the deck is kind of like Starvo where you need the 3, but this is a lot easier where you just need 1 ice. But sometimes that's there are only so many ice cards that really work with it. But we'll see.
I couldn't say how to balance that. I have no idea. Try shot's good.
Yeah.
That bow though.
Yeah.
So you're drawing again and again and again.
True. Any collection pieces you wanted to talk about?
No. Did the box break with market update.
Uh-huh.
I pulled the big pull was Revel in Rune Blood, which
Mhm.
was $25 at the time. It is now 17. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's dropped since then.
I bet that's just from more being opened up.
I think the meta is shifting.
You think?
I think the market's reacting to the meta.
It is interesting.
Yeah, and we can talk about that a little bit as we get into the meta.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can talk about what we played. We practiced a lot this week, and I did welcome to Wraith. I was messing up with Farewell to Wraith. It was a Welcome to Wraith draft on Thursday at the shop, which was super fun. It was very interesting because we very quickly found out that it was a full 8-person draft, and we very quickly found out that 4, maybe 5 of us were drafting Warrior.
That's problematic.
Yeah. So I was one of those, and it quickly became the discussion of the table, and I was like, oh, it seems like now everyone is going to switch off of Warrior. So everyone switched off Warrior, and I kept, and I was able to what?
And it worked, huh?
And it worked. I took first place. I got my first place in a draft, which was very exciting. Took Dorinthia all the way. Felt good. Felt dirty a little bit. Because
Dorinthia is dirty.
Yeah. With Briar, very similar to the way Briar's dirty, in that there's just no way to block Arcane in Tails draft. You are not going to draft the defense reactions you need to compete with Dorinthia's attack reactions.
What is it? Do they have is sync in WTR? Sync below?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that's the only one though, isn't it?
Unblockable?
Unmovable? That's in WTR?
Yeah,
but you don't want to do that against her anyways.
No, because then you're paying. Yeah.
It's not a real useful one there.
No. But there were but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I felt a little cheeky, but
oh wow, there's actually a lot of fence reactions. Flick flap.
Right. For Ninja. I did,
Yeah, reckless swing, sync belows, and then the staunch response and the steel blade shunt. So there's actually a bunch. I didn't realize. But against her, really, you're thinking sync below generally.
Right.
If you're Ninja.
Right. And so they're class specific sometimes, so you can't play them in your class, or then you're just hoping that you come across one in the draft. So, and then on top of coming across them in the draft, you're hoping that you draw them at the right time. But I was playing with a 30 card deck because
I was gonna say smaller decks, so you're gonna come across them.
Right. Yeah. So I had the bare minimum amount of cards in my deck because there were just times where I didn't have an option to pull a warrior card or a generic. So I was kind of second drafting Guardian as a backup because I pulled into a Crippling Crush. So
what did they do? Is Plunder Run in WTR?
Arcane.
Or is that Arcane? Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, is it banned for drafting too?
I don't think anything's banned in draft.
I was wondering how you handle that. Because there's a bunch of, so if you pulled a Duskblade, I don't know what set that's in, you can just run with that? That seems absurd.
Yeah. I don't think there's any bans. Correct us in the comments if we're wrong. But I don't think so. Because I mean, how do you do that?
Draft. Yeah, I agree. Because there's just one less card in that pack. How do you do that?
And when they go over the bannings, they're like, "This is classic constructed. This is Blitz." I've never heard them mention draft.
That's fair.
Because I mean, all the ball lightnings.
Oh God, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
there goes Tales of Aria draft forever.
Yeah. I don't know. It was fun though. Cool. But then I went to the ProQuest yesterday. Did much better than my first time around. So the first time I went 2-2-1. Almost none of my games got even close to going to time this time.
That's good.
And so my first game was so I was playing Starvo, and I actually had, the difference this time was I had a game plan and I printed out a sideboard sheet.
That's
And it was very helpful. And by the end of it, I had it memorized, but I had it with me just in case. It's pretty simple. Basically just for like the prisms and the rune blades and everything you really want to disrupt. Even I didn't keep them in the Starvos, but against the decks that you want to disrupt, you take out the 3 red evergreens and you add in 3 spinal crushes.
Mm-hmm.
And basically giving them no option, either block with your hand and not have a turn, or not be able to have go again, which is essentially the same thing.
Yep.
So even just a naked crippling crush, or not crippling crush, spinal crush, just a naked spinal crush was a game changer, which I found really fascinating.
Yeah, anti-go agains are really good against Prism. Makes sense.
Then, yeah, so the first one was unfortunate because I really didn't want to lose the first one because that puts you so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a mirror, and the first turn was just like, he went first, which I think you always want to go first in the mirror. And I think it was just like a naked break ground or something for 7 on turn 1. And then I took it hoping to take like the Awakening or draw into it. Basically, you don't want to be ahead early game because then you can swing with the Awakening.
Yep.
That's the other big thing for the mirror. You put in the Awakenings and then you almost don't play the Awakenings for anything else. I didn't. I did for I did for Viscerai because he was going OTK.
How could you tell?
Burke had played him before.
Oh, little unethical intel.
Well, I was sitting next to them.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens.
And oh yeah, you got to play those mind games and talking to people and what are you doing and what are you buying and all that stuff. That's part of the day. That's part of the game. But so I was like, all right, I'll take a little chip here, and then I swung back with something, and then let's just clarify real quick.
Yeah, he took 7 damage. That is not a chip. It's not. That does not qualify.
In a Starvo mirror, that is a chip.
That is not a chip. Anyways, continue.
I don't think I took all 7. I think I blocked because I could have drawn back up.
Oh yeah, right.
And so I think I took like 1 or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But then I got Starvo ability, fused Oakenold 2 turns in a row, and then I got Crippling Crush. So that's 3 turns in a row where I'm taking massive amounts of damage and losing my hand.
Doesn't feel good, does it?
It feels awful. And
that's why people don't like Starvo.
But I mean, then that doesn't happen every game, and other decks have high roll things built in as well.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
It is not the only thing that can high roll.
Starvo is broken.
Yeah.
I really don't. It's not the most fun thing, and it's a little bit easier than other high roll decks right now.
Yes. And so that felt bad. I did end up bringing him down to about 6 by the end of the game, but it was a long game. I think that was my longest one, just because it got into the point where I was just blocking with my hand each turn, and then waiting for the one with Dominate to get through. But then I went on to play the Briar, and then Briar was next. I won that. Finished that with an Oakenold. But until then, in that game, I didn't draw a Crippling Crush, a Spinal Crush, or the Oakenold till the end. It was a lot of just buffed up reds, just like break ground, and then swing with a hammer, and then repeat. Which was interesting to see how it can still go off without those big ones. It just takes longer.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I played the Viscerai, and unfortunately, I felt bad on this one. I did not take a point of damage that game.
Good God.
It was rough.
Oh, wait. No, because he was OTK. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. So he was building and he was building, and then, but by the
just destroyed him first.
Yeah. I think he got up to like 12 or 13
Mm.
because of the hand disruption. Like, there's just, he couldn't do anything. And he said that he had bad draws in that game too, which does happen.
Yeah.
So then I got those 2 wins. And then who did I play? Oh, and then I played a Bolton. A Saber Bolton.
Interesting.
It was pretty similar, where he never really got a chance to get up and running.
What? Saber Bolton doesn't need to get up and running. What does that mean?
He just didn't have. I don't understand Saber Bolton, so I don't know what he was trying to do, and he didn't play many cards besides stack a bunch of energy potions on the table. So I guess his.
That's a weird one. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
He was trying to explain it to me, that where his tech for his sideboard for Starvo is the energy potions, because you can get them out onto the board after losing some of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's your resource.
Yeah,
right.
It kind of makes sense. And then I guess they're trying for a double Lumina turn, probably.
Yeah.
Is a build up they're trying to get to.
Right.
Interesting. Very weird.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that deck.
Yeah, he was a very nice guy. It was very cool. But I didn't get to see his deck. And then, what did I play? Then I played another mirror. And that one was awful. I got steamrolled. He went first again. So both situations, they went first and I got steamrolled. And I don't know if it's something I need to do about but I got clumped really badly. I don't know if it was from the sideboardings and I don't know if I over shuffled or whatever, or it was just really bad luck, because it was probably just really bad luck. My first hand in that after the block was 4 ice cards. And they were different ice cards. There were 4 different ice cards. So then I used that hand to block. And I did a hammer swing and arsenal, and then drew back up into more ice cards.
Oh.
And then blocked with that, because I was like, I can't do anything with it. I might as well just block. And crown and whatever. And then so my next hand is 4 lightning cards. 4 different lightning cards. And so similar situation. Then the next hand, I have 2 crippling crushes, an Oaken Old, and a blue lightning surge. And I was just like, this is not okay.
This
is not okay.
Oh, well.
It was. But that was the only game where I was able to get off a Awakening Pulverize.
Okay.
So I did eventually bring him down to around the 20s. But
that's sad.
It was. And I think he might have just been like, all right, bring on the Pulverize. Because he just took it.
It's like,
he was like, yeah, that's fine. Because I was at 2 fighting for my life. So then I stepped outside and got some air after that one. And then I faced a Rhinar and finished him. Won that one to end the day. But it got scary close.
Talk about, go ahead. Finish talking about that.
It was, so this was a game where, unlike all my other games, I probably had the most consistency in hitting my ability.
He still caused you trouble.
He caused me trouble, but in a different way. So I was able to hit it most times, but I wasn't drawing the Oaken Olds and the Crippling Crushes. It was red Evergreen. It was red Breakground. It was red, what's the one that's a tree branch? Autumn's Touch. So it was all those. I was getting those. I was getting the red, so they were 7, so they were 9 dominates, which were awesome. but it was just chipping away kind of, because you could block with one, and then but he was able to get through. Like, I wasn't able to really do much, not that I really wanted to. So I don't know how effective it is, because he was able to intimidate me a bunch, and there was just a lot of unexpected things that I just don't know about Brute that came into play, like a card where he blocked with it, or something happened and I lose 2 damage for no reason. Yeah,
it's a reckless romp or something like that.
Yeah,
Reckless swing. Yeah, it's a defense reaction, right?
Yeah,
it hits you back.
Yeah,
it's just like Dorothy's one.
Oh yeah, Steel Blade Chunk. Yeah, but that's only with weapons.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, this one just smacks you back.
Yeah, which I belongs right in Brute.
Yep.
The guy was very nice. He brought a dice tower with him.
Okay, why is that? What?
Because he was rolling so much dice that he was just like...
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So he was doing the actual dice rolling type of Brute.
Oh yeah.
Wild.
So we were rolling dice all over the time, all day. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. There were 44 people there, so it was bigger than the last one.
Yep.
A lot of similar faces. The Brute player was actually there at Red Caps. I just didn't see him or play against him. But
was the guy who won Red Caps Pro there?
I didn't see him there, no.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Who ended up winning? Do you know?
No, I left. I was
I figured. Yeah, with Red Cap, like we had people that were there and locals we talked to on Discord. I didn't see Discord for that place, so
no. And all of our crew left, so because none of us made top 8, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but a lot of us were like right on that cusp. I think we had. I was 12th. I think we might have had 9, 10, 12. Or 10, 11, 12 maybe.
Something like that, whatever. Regardless, close, very close.
Which, I mean, I'm happy with.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, very happy to go 4-2. Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate with the meta. And so that's what I kind of wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I did want to jump into this a little bit because I got some questions for you.
Yeah, I mean, the Starvo really is, well, just draw better.
Yeah, it sounds like you were fighting your deck more than anyone else the whole
100%,
time,
yeah.
Which sucks. That now I understand. I think it was Brendan from Arsenal Pass was saying how Starvo is like very uninteractive, and everyone's like, "What? That doesn't make sense." Now I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
It's not that it's uninteractive as in there's no attack and defense and whatever. It's uninteractive as in it doesn't matter what the other player is doing. You have one job, and that is to draw the things.
Right.
And if you fail at that job, you lose. And
right.
That's the game. That's the entire game as a Starvo player.
Correct.
Which is why that can be frustrating. I
don't think it's the entire game, but it is a large percentage.
It's a big piece of it. Yeah. Once you know the basic lines of play, right? Like, and there aren't that many, right? You have your awaken turn, you have your pummels, you have, everything else is just charge up, swing guardian, swing Starvo.
Yeah, and you crown every turn.
Yeah, to cycle the deck, and that's it. So yeah, I understand now. When I heard that, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. There's blocking, there's attacking, there's defense reactions, there's all sorts of stuff to interact. He's not saying the interaction on that side. He's saying on the other side, it's not interactive, which is interesting.
Right.
It's very similar to Briar in that way.
Yes.
Briar did not give a shit who she was fighting, and she did not give a shit what you were doing.
Well, Starvo does.
Ever. You just don't.
Starvo does.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Prism, you cry. And against...
No, maybe you cry.
I didn't play a Prism, which I was happy.
I was going to say, according to the statistics, most Starvos do not.
What do you mean?
They win. They beat Prism. Week 2 stats. Starvo took a higher percentage of the wins. Off of a higher ratio. Like the ratio is higher. Starvo is supreme by a lot.
Right.
Prism second, with a distant, and then Vis is third and shrinking, it seems, since week 1 to week 2.
Well,
So,
what I was hearing around the shop
oh, my
was
computer.
anyone who was playing Prism was just like, where are the Starvos? I want to play Starvo. And they weren't getting matched up.
They were set up for it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an aura build that just Starvo cannot deal with. But I don't know. I think it's just very. I'm done with it. I think. It was my best chance to do well. Nope. We lost John. Hello.
Hello. Sorry
Hey,
about that.
that's okay.
Computer just blinked right out, and then I lost voice.
I heard, oh no, my computer, and then nothing. But I think there is an aura build out there that just runs over Starvo, and a lot of people brought it yesterday, but they, for whatever reason, weren't matched up. There was a lot of Starvo, but there was not that many Starvo.
Yeah, I'm curious. After week 2, I think we're seeing the turning of the curve, right?
Yeah, because it is.
Which
I saw a lot of people getting really triggered. Like there was a lot of salt yesterday.
Oh no.
Both sides too. Like on like there was a mirror match that I think went to time. And the salt on that table.
I bet.
I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad for the game. Like so here's a question. What would you people are calling for bans for it. Not it, but if you were to cripple the deck, what would you ban?
Only thing that I can think of that's probably bannable is Awakening.
Yeah, but that only helps the mirror.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's the only turn that feels completely ridiculous.
Oh, it's
Everything
stupid.
Else seems
It's hey,
fine.
Get enough to play Pulverize for free. Oh, and by the way, go grab it from your deck.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So that's the only card I can think of, and I don't know Starvo very well, so I can't say anything better than that. But that's the only turn I've seen where it is consistent and it is insane when it happens. You're just like, you have how many token? What are you?
Yeah, every time it was like you have in the game, it was like someone would plop down like 4 dice and whatever it was just like you have infinite.
That's right.
Because it's like 32 or something. No card costs 32. But I don't know.
So that's the only one, and I don't think that would change the game or meta very much because that's not, like you said, it's not the end all be all game changer. So it's probably not even that good of a ban option.
So here's a question: do we ever see a legendary ban? What would be the repercussions of banning an expensive legendary like Crown of Seeds?
I hope they don't do that because Crown isn't that powerful.
It just is in this deck. It enables. It's
that doesn't. That's all you have to do is play card draw hate, and Crown no longer matters. And there's plenty of cards that have card draw hate. People just aren't playing them right now.
Right.
So get good, scrubs. Like start throwing it in against your Starvos, right? Like I don't know if it's worth it, but there's ways to do it where it's like every time you draw a card, I get to draw a card, or I get a thing, or I do that. You know, like there's and definitely card draw hate, and that is critical to Starvos. So you can shut them down that way
for sure.
I just don't think people are playing creatively right now because they're trying to get the optimal, which means reps on decks, which means sure shots and then reps on deck, right? Like I get it. It's everyone's working out for one purpose, you know.
Yeah, and you have 1 week.
Afterwards, it'll be a little more creative.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm honestly I'm there. I'm not playing any next week. I'm just switching back to a more casual mode, which I'm honestly very excited about. It was very fun playing very competitive for the past couple of weeks, but I'm burnt.
I like the hardcore play, but
for sure.
When I decided I didn't want to play Prism, I was like, I don't care as much anymore, and so I got to play some fun, like weird stuff. Like my dash was fun.
Definitely. Why not play Prism?
High competitive. I didn't want to play the thing that everyone was targeting, and as you recall,
Right.
when the cards came out, everyone was targeting Prism.
Right.
Um,
But now it kind of seems like Prism is the
the
bullet.
counter to Starvo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it
countering
is.
Starvo.
It is, and so there's more room there. Like I would be less worried about playing Prism, but
Right.
I honestly, I tried a couple different Prism builds. I didn't like the way it played. Ultimately, it wasn't what I wanted to do.
It's very linear.
Yeah, I just was like, this doesn't feel fun to me. So
Yeah.
I could see myself getting into this, but I don't know if I'm big brain enough to hit that ceiling that's needed to be really competitive.
Right.
And I just, I don't care. I wasn't that worried about winning a ProQuest invite anyways.
Right. No. And
I buy mine like anyone else.
Right. Oof. Hashtag Tommy was right. Yeah, I think. I mean,
I don't know. It's fine. Yeah. I'm curious what Pro Tour will be. There's word and rumor and rumblings.
There's secret sauce.
Hidden,
yeah,
there's several hidden decks that pro teams are keeping completely top secret that are just killer. One of which is Katsu. Apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I have no idea. Like that's the only word I've heard. But I've heard it from multiple. And the fact that Hayden Dale played Prism at his ProQuest tells me Prism is not the secret sauce.
No,
because his team is very good and very exploratory. I forget.
Yeah, he switches things week to week.
He does, but he would not be playing what he thinks is the best in this when he doesn't need a single ProQuest invite. You know, no.
He's playing what he thinks will be fun into the weekend.
Yeah, and this is the other one that I think Brendan was talking about on Arsenal Pass. I don't know. I think there's some secret sauce here that's going to surprise some people as we get into the actual Pro Tour because people want that first win. They want that last tunic, I think, right? Gold tunic.
Yeah.
So
I might be leaning into Dorothy. We'll see.
I'm leaning into having fun. I don't care. I'll go to the calling. I don't need to be in the Pro Tour.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
I don't know what I'll bring.
I'll
bring Dash.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
I'm having fun with Dash.
I'm just talking about this next Thursday draft or this next Thursday Blitz.
What are we doing? We're doing Blitz. Yeah, I'm bringing Icelander again.
Yeah,
Icelander's fun.
Yeah,
like that. So that was my palette cleanser.
Right.
From ProQuest was we did our Blitz and I brought Icelander, knowing I have no idea how to play her, knowing that it's not easy to play.
Switch it over to a Kano.
Having a good time with it. No, hell no. I like Icelander. Okay. I've been playing on Felt Table. I actually enjoy her a lot.
Nice.
It's stretching a different part of my brain.
Right.
Because with that, you're literally deck stacking, and you will get around to it the second time.
Right.
That's the mission, which is very different than anything I ever played before that was more linear. So it's an interesting way to play, and that's what I'm doing right now. I mean, that's why I played Defensive Dash. That's why I'm playing Icelander. That's why I've explored the things I've explored. I'm trying to stretch my brain to understand different parts of the game better so that I'm better at the game as a whole, you know?
Sure.
Deck stacking is hard.
It is. I'm not there.
Defensive is doable.
Right.
It's just against my instincts. I like to punch people a lot.
Go fast.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm happy with how it went. I'm happy with the results.
Switch gears for the next couple of weeks. We've got Wilderness coming out soon. That'll be fun. Play some MetaZoo, change that up a little bit, pull my boxes out.
Now I need to switch head over to MetaZoo.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, no, I'm excited.
It's a much more casual game.
Got to do some deck brewing. Gonna get back into the making different upgrade guides for the standard decks or the pre-builts. Gonna do some openings.
When are those kits coming out? Do you know?
Which kits?
Wilderness kits with the precons and all that stuff. You know, the normal kit.
Oh,
it's like the full thing.
It's usually like end of the month.
Is that?
I think it's 31st.
But that's when the actual release is. You got to
the pre
kit. Yeah, the kits with the everything, with the mat and all that. You know what I'm talking about?
I think it is just the same time.
What do you mean it's the same?
Is it? Not?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, man. All right, fine. We'll talk about it another time.
Kit.
No. Not the pre-release kit. The kits that the patrons do, like the Rudy version or the kitchen table kit. You know, it usually has a mat. It usually has a promo. It usually has the pre-con decks when they get there on time, which they haven't yet.
Right.
But theoretically, they're supposed to have the tribe decks in there.
I think
and then like a case.
I think it's going to this time.
That's what they're promised. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it.
True.
No offense to Mike, but he's failed at that every time. So.
Yeah, I mean it's. But what was it, like a month ago? We saw the pallets of wilderness boxes, but that was booster boxes.
That was the booster boxes. Yeah, those have been on time every time, but the tribal kits or the tribal decks have not.
True.
So we'll see. I'll definitely get a kit because I like the little pre-con decks. They've been more fun than I ever imagined they would be, honestly.
Oh yeah, they're very well built and very well constructed, and they don't hold back in giving you good cards.
Exactly. That's why I like them. The products are good. Oh man. All right. So sorry to switch gears again.
That's okay.
Let's go back to the leak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's exciting.
You want to say what it is?
Sure. So we had a leak. I don't have it in front of me, but essentially what we are getting is what we have talked about before. In April, we are right. April.
I believe so. Yeah.
Supposedly, some point in April. So next month. We are getting dual decks for Flesh and Blood. So you're getting 2 decks that play against each other. I think they use Dorinthia and Rhinar as the example.
Yep.
And so you'll get 2 Blitz decks, 1 for each, and they will be built to go against each other, and it will be an amazing jumping on point and an amazing way to get new people into the game.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's the starter product. And it comes with a lore book, which I'm excited for.
Yes.
Which is neat. I don't know if it's the original lore book, like printed in a small format, or if it's a lore book about them, or if it's a lore book totally separate. Who knows? Like,
could be about their battle, which would be cool.
Could be awesome. I don't care what it is. I want it. And then don't forget the cold foils. There's going to be cold foil. Is it hero card and weapon cards?
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. I was very excited about that. I imagine it's going to be Dawnblade and Romping Club, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if there are different art styles.
I'm pumped for this product. I kind of don't care what's in there. I want this product, 1, for the shelf, but 2, I want the lore book. I want those cold foils. Like, this is a good middle ground product. It's a starter product too. So having one that's cracked open, sleeved, and ready to go to teach new people, love it.
Oh yeah,
love it.
It should come with sleeves. They should be real Flesh and Blood sleeves.
That would be kind of cool. I didn't see that listed.
No, I didn't either. I'm just.
I don't think that's happening.
But yeah, no, it's super exciting. And so we had a couple new players started to join us at Red Caps. And the farther we get along, the more I'm just like, okay. It's hard to teach new players the farther we get along.
Yep.
And this product, hopefully, will help us figure that out. But then... Yes. But then the problem becomes the mile-long road that happens between these decks and showing up to like a competitive event like a ProQuest.
Oh, but that's on the players. I mean, they just got to put the reps in.
Yeah.
I don't see that as a problem at all because they can show up. Well, not to ProQuest because that's going to be over by the time this comes out, but to competitive like events. So here's how I see the roadmap, and I imagine this is kind of an LSS's mind. This product comes out, and then you have skirmish season happening like basically at the same time.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you have the competitive
You're pushing Blitz
thing going, which is good. The casual stuff with a little bit more competitive going on, a little bit of rewards and motivation.
You need less cards. maybe you buy the
It's a
legendary or
little
whatever.
cheaper.
And,
Yeah, exactly. So
and depending on the
some,
class, some of them aren't that expensive.
yeah, for sure. And here's the thing. So remember we saw the one screenshot that had like the 3 different products? Like it was question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, for 3 different slots. I'm wondering if they're going to do a series of these.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
Is it going to be a series of these, or is it going to be one of them CC, like an intro to CC product?
Maybe.
There's no reason it couldn't be. Like they could do that. And there's several precons they never came out with. I would love to see a Vis precon. I'd love to see something called like competitive tier, right, where they actually include like Art of War or CNC or those cards that are super expensive. It's a way to reprint them without putting them in a set and taking up a slot.
Right, and then it creates a product that's like, it's buy this
valuable by default and cuts the price of core staple cards.
Yeah.
So if you had like a champions product, or maybe it's a champion deck from someone who wins Pro Tour.
Right.
They take the deck of the winner and release it.
Pokemon does that.
Yeah, lots of people do. Like Magic does that too. Like that exists. So why not do the same thing? Foil it up, maybe a special art, version of the hero or something. Like you could do cool stuff like that, and it would be awesome for collectors, awesome for players. It would open the market up for some things that are too hard to get a hold of.
Right.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I do think that's something they're gonna have to look at down the line.
Well, they clearly are.
Yeah.
He said they're reprinting CNC in a French product. So if they're going to reprint that kind of card just as part of a foreign language edition, then there's no reason they wouldn't do it as part of some other like precon product.
Right.
I'm still curious about this foreign language thing. What are they doing? WTR releases again? How are they doing that? I don't understand it.
What do you mean?
They're coming out with a French language product.
Yeah.
But are they starting at the beginning? Are they?
Yeah, they're printing WTR. Yeah.
But they don't get first edition.
No.
Why?
Just WTR Unlimited.
There's so much WTR already out there.
Because it's in French.
I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
Okay, so you're in France and you want to play this game, but it's only in English.
It's played all over the world by people that speak languages, a lot of languages. And guess what? French is not a top spoken language compared to English and Chinese. And there's a lot of other languages first. Like, why French?
But why not want to play the game in your language?
I mean, because they're clearly playing it in English already.
Right.
It's popular there. So they don't need it in their own language. I mean, guess it helps with adoption. But again, why French instead of Chinese or Spanish? Or
is it not Spanish in any other languages yet?
As far as I know, no.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the thing. Like now, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is in those other languages, and this is finally giving it to France. Okay, if that's the case, but I have not seen listings for cards in foreign languages anywhere.
I haven't either. So I was a genuine question. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder. I just don't get it because I don't think. I have to look this up. What anyone in the comments know? What tier language? Like I know English is like one of the top spoken languages. Chinese is like also up there. Is France like 3rd, 4th, 5th? Like I don't understand why French is the next language. I would figure Spanish, but I could be wrong on that.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Chinese and English are the most. Like that's definitely for sure. But after that, I don't know. Anyways, I didn't understand why they were releasing WTR. I could understand them saying like going forward we will have multiple.
Sure, right.
That's cool. Like why go back to WTR and then print just French editions of WTR? Like that part didn't make any sense to me. They were very excited about it, so clearly there's some love in France for the product, and they do want it in French. So that's all good. Like I bear no ill will. I just don't understand it. I'm trying to understand it. So anyway, well, with that, we'll have more of some of those cards. I forget which ones are in WTR. Is that Art of War?
Art of War.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or no. Where's that?
Oh, E-Strike. It's E-Strike, yeah, which is also a cornerstone one.
Right.
So you can have your French E-Strike. I don't mind. I'll play with French cards. I don't care what language it's in. I know what the card does.
That's true. I don't know. I don't understand why Command and Conquer is so expensive as it is. It's
It's
I
a
get
very good card. It's
yes.
not the best against the stuff you play, so you don't see it against you very often.
Hmm.
You have to play with it to understand it. I thought the same thing
I
for a
have
long
played
time.
it.
Have you?
Yes, I played it in a lot of Blitz decks.
Well, I don't know that it's that useful in Blitz, honestly.
But
I know a lot of people throw it in their list, but I don't really see it that. It's all it depends on the matchup.
it would be very good against Starvo. It gets rid of Crown.
No, it doesn't. It
Oh,
doesn't
because you
at
can
all.
instant it away.
You just
Right.
crown and
Yeah.
reaction. It's actually very bad against.
Yeah.
Starvo.
Never mind. I get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're not
I'm not
seeing
playing the
pain
decks
of it
that it would.
because
Yeah.
you play decks that don't get targeted by it.
Right.
So when you get smacked in the face with one and you're like, oh, you just ruined everything, then you start to understand why people play it.
Right. No, I understand. Like, I understand why it's a good card. I understand that it is a good card. I just don't understand why it's $100 card and not a $30 card. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Only thing I can say is there's just not enough out there.
Right.
And I'm guessing. I couldn't say honestly, but they need to put it out more because it's clearly an issue, and there's no reason they can't reprint it. Like they have every reason, right, and ability to. So drop it in some of these pre-con products and get it out there.
Yeah.
Then it brings value to those pre-con products too. You know.
For sure.
It's like imagine a $60 2-deck product that both decks had 2 CNCs in there.
But okay, so
instantly drops the price of CNC down to like $30.
Right. So does it do that? But it does it also then? Are these going to become?
It wouldn't be collector's items, I doubt.
Okay, so they will print.
We have no idea how many they're going to print, right?
Right.
And frankly, these pre-con products they've printed in multiple waves, like the Ira deck. There's like 3 different versions of the Ira deck. I think 3 different years, like 18, 19, and 20.
Okay.
So if they do similar, where every year they basically re-release the same product, like that's just gonna flood the market with these cards. It will do exactly what we want, you know, which is and again, it's a starter product. It shouldn't be a collector's item. I'm gonna keep one sealed just because I want to collect and remember these things, but it is not an investment, right? Like you should not imagine you're gonna buy this and like make money on it because
no, it is a collector.
Yeah, it's not a collector thing. It's
why not? Sure, it is.
Product.
Yeah. Yes, but as a collector of the sealed
just
product.
For the sake of the memory of it all and all that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but it's not an investment.
No.
You will not make money because there's probably going to be a billion of these things reprinted a billion times.
Right.
And I checked, the cold foils have not existed before in a printed set, which is where they say they will not reprint cold foils, right? If it came out in a set box or a extension box or whatever they call those.
But so if it came out as promos
don't matter.
Okay.
There's nothing that says they can't reprint a promo.
Interesting.
Cold foil or not. In fact, that's why you have the gold foil tunics, right? They for the first time officially announced that there will be no more gold foil tunics.
Interesting.
So yeah, exactly. So until they say officially that this will never be printed again as a cold foil or gold foil in the promo slot, because again, they're tokens, right? The hero and the weapon are both tokens for those 2 decks.
Right.
So they can print those however many times, however many ways they want.
That's true.
Which could lead to some really cool stuff.
Yeah. You started talking about that, and then I started just staring at my Guinness. What you need, cold foil?
That's a good grab.
I like how his nose ring is cold foil.
Is it?
It's like the only thing on his face that's foiled. But like all his gadgets and stuff are all.
I don't know how to spell that. What you need?
WOTC. So Wizards of the Coast. Hun.
Found it. I found
EED. I wonder if they did that on purpose.
What? Spelled like Wizards of the Coast?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't think I have much more else to say about the meta though.
No, I did want to talk a little bit about the market.
Yeah.
So I fully believe the market is taking into account these results You're starting to see the Bravos, despite being a pretty dominant capability, their core cards are dropping. The Ice Shield is dropping. It's $98 now.
Well, I think you have a lot of
Arcanite,
people exiting Starvo.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I think people are kind of done with Starvo. Don't like the inconsistency that you're describing. Playing their own deck
The
and not
mirror
playing
is
the game.
awful.
Yep.
It's
So
not
people
fun.
are looking for other things, and a reflection of that is the core Prism cards are going up.
Yeah.
So it says like the market is now reacting to the meta as opposed to it just being kind of like, oh, it's a new set sort of thing.
Right.
It's
That's interesting. Yeah.
Revel's a good example. It was $26 the other day. It's now 17. I mean, that means people saw week 2 that Vis has dropped off.
Right.
Like people thought Vis was a competitor, and it's clear as of right now, at least, that Vis is not a competitor according to the data. I mean, he's up there. He's a player, but he's not like top 2, right? He's a distant third at that. And he loses. If you look at the week 2 ratio, came in as 14% of the pool, got 16% of the top 8, so did well going into top 8.
Yeah.
Only 10% of the final of the wins. Right. So it drops off precipitously in that top 8 versus both Starvo and Prism go up through those tiers.
Sure.
So they increase all the way to the end. Both of them have a higher chance for each tier they get to getting to the next. So, yep. So I think this is a reflection. I tried to sell that Revel when I saw how high it was. I was like, I'll just sell this because I had a full play set.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll make some of my money back. And it didn't go. Like, I just kept missing the bottom, and people kept underbidding me because everyone's getting rid of it.
I think I sold a foil one.
I would hold on to that.
Yeah.
Because it's going to have, like, that card is going to have history.
Oh, sure. It's a Runeblade card.
Well, not only that, it's a Runeblade card that's, like, meta specific. It's such a good one, and it's going to be used a lot. Yeah, exactly. Foil mythics are going to go up like they do after the set chills out for a bit.
I think I don't know. I still think that we are going to see a large drop after ProQuest season.
I think that's what I'm describing. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. No, just like in everything.
No, you won't see everything. It's going to be reacting to what people still want to do. I mean, okay, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because we have other events every month.
Right, but not
Pro Tour.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I mean, there's skirmish.
there's still
season,
a market. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there's the Indianapolis thing. Is it Indianapolis?
Right, but it's not like nationwide events are happening every weekend.
Yeah, but those are pretty big draws.
Sure.
I mean, they expect 1,000 plus people at them, from what I understand.
That's wild.
Yeah, so and that's every month. So people that are actually doing the tour stuff. Now, how many of them need cards? I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure. I don't know. You could be right. Maybe the whole thing does drop. The single boxes are $80 now. So
yeah.
And the cases are $320. So they've stayed relatively stable. I think what their high was $340 or something. $336.
What was that, EVR?
Yeah, for first edition case. Yeah, I was talking about that in the market update. I'm like, yeah, this is a very normal, healthy release, right? We had our dip, and it's now just kind of the steady climb from here. And I was like, unless they release Unlimited. It's like, I really hope they just leave it alone and don't release Unlimited. Because if they do, everything's going to go insane again and drop like a rock.
Yeah.
And Unlimited is going to be worth nothing. And it's just going to be a complete catastrophe. Like, this is what they should do. What they did this time, and just leave it here. This is it.
I can't believe we still haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I agreed. I thought we were supposed to hear by now. Everyone's saying the same thing. Everyone's like, nope, still no word. And I think Louis on his last podcast or something said, yeah, I don't think we're getting Unlimited. He's like, I just don't think it's going to happen. Not that he has any inside info or anything.
Right.
But he's just like, yeah.
I mean, he buys from a distributor.
That's true. He's got that info, but they don't seem to know. They seem to be confused about it. I mean, some of them are still pre-ordered stuff. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll get the dip. Man, I'll tell you that Earthlord Bounty extended art is bounced all over the place.
What's it at now?
It's at 58, but for a while it was almost 100. I don't know what the heck.
So there was a Starvo build that was using it. I actually played against it, in my first matchup.
Oh shit! I know what else it is. It's equal. TCG player fixed their listing.
Yeah.
They used to have it as a cold foil non-extended art Earthlord Bounty as well. That had a different price, even though they're the same card. If you go for the cold foil versus, you know how they have the two pictures.
Yeah.
They had them listed in two places. Oh no, they still have it listed in two places.
That's bad.
Yeah, Louis was like, yeah, you can just buy the cold foil, and that is the extended art one, and then you can just sell it for the difference because they're different prices right now. It's terrible.
That's awful.
TCG player. I mean, maybe it's on LSS for not giving them the right info, but I mean, their card. This is their job.
Yeah.
It's not LSS's job to get the market listings right. You know.
No. That's bad.
It is pretty bad. Anyways, anything else? Go over some stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing the follow-up to our MetaZoo blind impressions of what's out in Wilderness announced so far. Probably going to be doing that tomorrow. And then what else? I have a box of tails that I can open, but I don't know if that'll be very entertaining. Yeah, I think I'm going to kind of switch over mentally to MetaZoo for a bit as we lead up to Wilderness. Get some of those deck techs out. Maybe add in some of the cards from Wilderness for when they come out.
Yep. Got market update coming on Thursday.
Yep.
Not much else for me. I don't have any incoming mail or anything, so
yep.
No more mail days. Till the next set or something else.
I am working with a friend, and it's probably going to start mid next month. We are going to be bringing comics back to Tommy's Top Picks and doing a weekly, like on Thursday, how we do the weekly market update. I'm thinking either Monday or Tuesday we will put out a video similar but for comics. If there's any major news, we will handle it in that video. If what comics we recommend picking up, both reading and speculation. And yeah, just a quick comic talk every week about that week's comics, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So one, I need to catch up on comics, and two, I need to catch up on comics. I need to catch up on work on MetaZoo. I need to finish sorting all this flesh and blood so that it is away and done. And
sounds like you've got a lot to do.
Yeah, quite busy. Got to do taxes.
I did my taxes. They hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine next week.
You'll get a return.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it's just
to buy more cards.
Right.
Or comics.
Yeah, I don't know. My pull list has gotten actually pretty trim. This show will probably increase it though, but we shall see. Murphy has a good way of talking me into different series. And different variants. He's a variant guy.
Gotcha.
So like variant art covers.
I get it. It's like the collectible art extended art cards.
Yeah, exactly. And some are just an extra $1, and some are, wait, this is how much?
Yeah. No, I know. When we were talking about it way back, and I went to look some up, I'm like, good God, no.
Yes.
No.
I own a lot of those. Oh no. Price covers, but yeah. Cool. And they are real hit or miss. Like sometimes when they first come out, like the pre-release stuff, that like cards, that is the most expensive time they will be, and others, it's the opposite, where it just day one it jumps $20-$30 and then never comes back down. Because these books, if they get reprinted, so I think the big difference with comics is when a book gets printed, it is on the shelf. If it sells out, it sells out. They will do a second printing, but it will be written on it, second printing.
Second printing, yeah. It's
third printing, fourth printing. It'll have a different cover art.
Oh, completely different.
Completely different. Or if it's like, it'll be the same art, but like through a red tint or like a blue tint. So it's very distinguishable as the second printing. So there's comics are much more scarce, and it's much more of a, I was there that week and I picked it up that week. Not I waited for the dip, or I waited for, it was like, it came out that day, I bought it that day.
Right. Yeah.
Especially with a lot of these new independent books and the paper shortages and everything, print runs
Yeah, I was
are
about to
real
say.
small right now.
Gotta be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I just log in every week and then I pick it up every couple weeks, but now I'm going to have to start picking them up like every week. We'll see.
Cool.
Cool.
It'd be good to get some comic content back.
Yeah, I miss it. It'll be fun. I've been binge reading, catching up on Batman, because I found out Chip Zdarsky's taking over, and I'm super hyped. That'll be in July. But yeah, so one of my favorite writers is now taking over Batman. But I need to now get caught up. So when that happens, I will be edumacated. Because when you're reading Batman, you not only have to read Batman, you have to read Detective Comics, you have to read Nightwing, you have to read Robin, you have to read Robins, you have to read Batgirls.
Are they all in the same like timeline together?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So it all references each other.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes and no. It's not one of those things where you could totally just read one and it would be fine. But me being me, they can't just mention something and be like, what do you mean? I need to know. I need to know all about this. So then I need to go read the whole other book. Okay, and then I read, then I read 30 comics, and I'm like, oh, that one line, that was about this scene, this page. But no, DC is really good about, if you are reading one title, you can just read that one title. Marvel is the absolute worst with that. Marvel is the one that was like, oh, you're just reading Guardians of the Galaxy? Too bad you're not reading X-Men. Otherwise, you would know what's going on in the book you're reading.
Right.
And it's like, what? I have to do what?
Universe.
Yeah, really?
Like the movies.
Oh, it's worse.
Oh, I've always found there's confusing parts in the movies if I hadn't seen the other movies that related to it. And when I went back and did a straight watch through, it was like, oh my God, they're so interconnected.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. That should be starting up sometime next month. But yeah, until the next time, anything else?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.